Hello and welcome back to my channel. So this here is the mudroom and this is a dog shower. So when I came here, they put the QWERTY board up. All I did was put QWERTY band to cover all the screws going into the studs. And I also installed foam base. So right here, this here, they're gonna be like a hexagon tile for the floor base. So just looking at that. So what I do is I usually tear one off, or you can use scrap pieces, which I have done later on. I'm just showing you an example. And I don't do my my floor first. I always do the walls, then I tuck everything underneath the tiles for the floor. So I'm just using this as a gauge. The builder put a mark on that wall, so where the tile is going to end at the top. And later on, they're going to put the sill on top of that knee wall there. So just be patient and I'll explain a little bit more. So I'm just following where that builder put that mark. He wants to make it flush with that knee wall, which I think is a bad mistake, but I'm doing what I'm told. I don't know this builder, so I was asked to help these people out. So I'm just striking a line right across. I've already pre-did all that, but I'm just showing you an example. All right. So what you're gonna want to do though is you want to lay tiles stacked on the floor. And then take a measurement from that line to that sample tile. And unfortunately on this one, I doubled that. So there's about 5/8 thickness. So I take a measurement from that top line to 2 of those hexes on the bottom. My phone went off there. I usually keep my phone in my truck. I never really have it on a job site. Okay, so there's that line. And all I'm doing is just gauging it. And that's why when you lay some on the floor, you can take that measurement and transfer it to the stack tiles on the floor. These are going horizontal, by the way. These are called Brazilian slate 12 by 24s. And I just want to make sure that foam base is pretty straight. I actually had to lift that foam base up a little bit. So because when you start cutting foam bases to match up the drain, you kind of lose like the slope. That's why I always love using 4-to-1 cement. And I double QWERTY my shower bases all the time. It's actually cheaper to use drywall and Schluter QWERTY as opposed to using QWERTY board. And the drywall is a lot stronger too. When you lay tiles, you find that it's always too much of a balance and it kind of really messes you up a little bit. So I'm measuring that wall and I'm just transferring on the floor there. And that measurement is going to be a cut. It worked out to be a 6-inch cut on the bottom. So there's a total of 4 tiles going up with that 6-inch cut on the bottom. All right. So I already pre-cut all those, just to give you an example. Okay, well those are the ones. Those are the 6-inch. So that's going to be my starting course on the bottom. Remember, full should always be at the top and your cut's on the bottom. There we go. Just showing you an example. That's 6 inches. All right. So kind of hard to see sometimes with my recording screen. Okay, so I gave you the thumbs up. We're good. So what you're going to want to do here first is do your side-to-side walls and divide that by half and get a center mark. And just put a little mark on there, on that wall, which I already pre-did for you. And that'll be my center from wall to wall. Okay, so we're gonna grab a tile and we're just gonna gauge it along and see what we're gonna have. Remember now, see that arrow? So that arrow, you can go either or. You can go first course up or down. The second course, you can go up or down. It's totally up to you. Third course will go up, so, or down, whatever you think. Just opposite. Every course is opposite of that arrow, just so you don't hit the same tile on that first course. Okay, so I'm gonna so what I did was I marked that tile centered as well, and I'm just seeing, remember, full at the end walls, always full on the outside walls. No, that's not gonna work. So we're gonna, that tile's centered. And take the center of that tile, and we'll see if it'll better fit the shower. Okay. And divide that in half. So it would be 12 inches, but tiles are really not 12 by 24s. They're usually 12 by 20 or 11 by 11 and a half by 23 and a half, or 11 and 3/4 to 23 and 3/4. So we're going to take that half and we'll put it on that center line, and that seems like that would work out a lot better, because you can use the same tile in the corner and do a fold cut where you have the grain flowing through in the corners, so nothing is being wasted. And don't forget, I'm going to use a half-notch trowel. I basically use half-notch trowels on everything, except for mosaics or anything like that. So I'm going to mark that line right there. That's going to be my starting line. It's March break, so the kids, it's pretty loud right now in that house. So I wish I was a kid again. Nah, not really. I wouldn't want to do it all over again. I like aging, to be honest with you. It's just one day closer to retirement. Okay, I gave you the thumbs up. So what I'm going to do is, because it's going to be my first course, remember, I'm going to mark that first course. That's where my 6 inch is going to touch the top of that line. Remember, we did all that gauging with all the full tiles on the floor. All right. And just gauge it, or just mark your level line all the way through and through. I do a lot of veterinarian hospitals and a lot of dog showers and stuff like that. These dogs, man, they have a better shower than some people. It's crazy. But God bless, you know. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a time lapse of the install, and I mean, time lapse doesn't really do very good justice for my videos. It seems like it doesn't catch a lot of views, but it's there for you anyways, so you can see how I'm doing it. All right. So those are what I'm going to use. So I'll double those on the floor. That'll give me my 5/8 so I can get a proper slope on the shower base. Those are just, they're wedges just to help me pick up the 6-inch bottom cut, just so I can hit that line a little bit better for that first course. All right, it seems like we're getting somewhere right now. And if you have any questions, guys, you're more than welcome to go in my comment section and ask. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of curdy board or foam bases. So if you go on YouTube, you can see there's some leaks and stuff like that. That's why I stay away from that kind of stuff. I haven't had a leak in such a long time, probably over 18 years. Back then, we used to use pool liners for our base, and it was just like a cement board that we would lay. And I've had a couple leak before in the past. And that's why I like the curdy. It's always been good to me, and I've never had a problem. Like I said, I always double curdy my base. And what I'm gonna do is when I curdy a shower, I'm gonna show you things that are a little bit better and why my showers don't leak and stuff like that. Like I said, cement is always the best. Like everybody's different. I mean, if you feel more comfortable with that, that's fine. But I've heard some horror stories, and yeah, I mean, if it works for me, I'm gonna stick to that. If something else works for you, then by all means, do how you want to do it. But if you're doing for a customer, just make sure, or a friend, make sure you're do it the proper way. And just make sure you seal everything with the curdy and everything. Like I said, it's a lot cheaper with just drywall and okay, well, there's my half wall inch trowel, and those are my 1/8 or 1/16 spacers. And like I said, like just whatever you feel comfortable. Me, I like the drywall. No corner beads in the corner. The compound guys don't do that. So thank you very much, and hope you learned something. Thank you. Bye.